What's up, heathens? How y'all doing? I'm the Godless engineer, and I critically analyze apologist claims to give you the best arguments and information so that you can stand up and use your voice. Today, we're taking a look at a clip from The Line. If you would like to, please go down below to the description and find a link to The Line and to the live stream that this video clip is coming from. If you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing to The Line. I host over on The Line at least twice a month, so I hope to see you over there. All right. Let's get on into the clip. If you're ready to fuck around and find out what this crazy ass caller's talking about today, then please stay tuned.
This could be interesting. I think we can cap there. I'm going to skip down to David real quick, but we will be jumping back into order after. David in Texas, a theist. David, how are you now?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Delightful. I will tell you, you're coming in a little loud. Are we on speakerphone, perhaps?
Not at all. I'm just a boisterous person.
All right, fair enough. All right, what you got for us, David?
I just want to say Jesus was the true Lord within lords on earth.
Well, wait. Are you here to testify, or are you here to Are you going to be defending this, or are you just calling to testify?
No, I mean both. Jesus was Lord outside of Lord. He was the
he was
human form of our God.
David, he was, as if he's not anymore. Are we speaking past?
No. He still is. He is still a parent.
Okay, so Jesus is Lord. You could conceivably say Jizz Lord, right?
Say that again, please.
Sorry, I was making a bad joke.
John's being a silly goose. All right, so Jesus, you said that Jesus is the Lord of Lords, and he was the body, the encapsulation of the God of your God. But you're also claiming that you're not saying like this is what the story in the Bible is, that simply describing to us what the Bible contains, but that is actually a true fact of reality, correct?
He is one of the Holy Trinity, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
According to the Bible, or in reality, do you believe that is a fact of existence?
I believe that in fact of existence.
Okay, great. How can you prove that to us?
Well, look at the archaeology of the Middle East and Eastern Africa.
I believe the Bible does legitimately describe a real place that exists, but it wouldn't mean that the story told about that place is itself true. So, for example, I don't think that, no one's claiming Spider-Man is true. But if someone did... See,
that's where we butt heads.
Hey, David, can I please... David, could I finish my sentences before you take in? All I'm asking you right now is let's not interrupt each other. Let me finish my point, and then I'll hand it back to you. Is that okay?
Sounds good.
All right. So, David, my point is, if you're going to say because the Bible takes place in Jerusalem and the Bible has references to places and archaeology shows that those places exist, I could make claims about something like Spider-Man and say because New York City exists and the buildings in New York City exist, the comic book of Spider-Man is also true. But obviously that logic doesn't work. So what I'm asking is the story of the Bible, not where the Bible took place. How do we prove the story of the Bible is true?
Okay, well, there's no archaeological evidence against the Bible. All the archaeological evidence is for the Bible. Okay.
Okay. So hold on. Let me challenge this real quick. Well, let me challenge this real quick.
Are you screaming the word stop? Excuse me, David, you don't have power here. So if you were wanting to go on and do multiple claims, you're also going to have to break that up because we're not going to do a Gish Gallop thing here. But as I'm sitting here and going, let's not talk over each other. Let's not interrupt, which we will do if it is necessary because you're trying to continue on past a point that needs to be investigated. If you're making one point at a time, we're talking about not being fucking rude. So how do you think you screaming the word stop in our ear is going to go? I'm going to unmute you in a moment, but this is not how conversations between two parties respecting each other usually looks. And I think we're actually holding up our end of what that looks like at the moment. Not that I'm incapable of breaking free of that. And you might see that before this call is over. So David, please engage as a positive good faith interlocutor now with John as I unmute you and listen to John's question and challenge to the point you just made.
Yeah. So the claim was that archaeology verifies the Bible, or in some sense. I mean, there's several different things that we can point to in the Old Testament that is definitely not archaeologically verified by the Bible. Like, for instance, the walls of Jericho came down a long time before the supposed Israelites came into the area and took over Jericho. So that's not true. I mean, you could go to Ezekiel with the prophecy of Tyre and, how Ezekiel prophesies that Nebuchadnezzar was going to take over the island city of Tyre, but he was really only able to take over the older mainland city of Tyre. And then Ezekiel had to come back and make an excuse as to why Nebuchadnezzar spent 13 years trying to take the island city, but couldn't. So, I mean, there's several different archaeological things that we could point to as far as that goes. And then if you fast track to the New Testament, we could also talk about different archaeological aspects of that, like how there's no one tomb, there's no evidence of anything as far as the Gospels go, and then finally whether or not we should expect any kind of archaeological evidence for Jesus or any of these things that you're talking about.
Okay. You went through a whole genre of atheist crap that is very hard to verify. But when you look at Sodom and Gomorrah, you look at Moses crossing the Red Sea, you look at so many other discoveries.
I'm glad you bring this up.
That prove the Bible worthy. You still choose to say, "Oh, we're just here because of nothing."
David,
because
okay,
nothing,
so David, you're jumping around.
Nothing created us.
Can we go back?
And nothing is what we are.
Hey, David. Nobody's position here is that nothing created us. So right now you're strawmanning. So let's go back to the point you just made.
So what created us then?
David, my parents created me personally, and I think yours did too.
Yeah, your parents created you. Who created your parents? Mm-hmm. Who created your grandparents? Who created your great grandparents? Who created your great grandparents? Who created your family tree? Who created the earth?
How long are we going to do this? Parents. Wait, as far as the earth goes, David, stop. David, stop. No, I don't currently hold
that's your viewpoint.
David, when are you going to let me actually talk? I am not presenting the idea that we popped out of nothing. Now, I would like to go back to a point you made. Instead of trying to argue against the straw man that you want me to be, I'm not that guy. So I want to go back to the point. I like particularly, you say the archaeological evidence for Moses crossing the Red Sea. Could you give me an example of archaeological evidence?
Well, there's a huge 10, 15 foot plate of glass that was just discovered within the past 15 years.
Okay.
On the path of Moses, which would prove
in the Red Sea? Where?
Fire.
What? In the Red Sea? Where are you saying this is? Okay.
This is the Red Sea.
So, I just looked it up, and and I am using, there is actually no credible scientific or archaeological evidence of a huge plate of glass that exists or has ever existed in the Red Sea. Sir, are you going to let me finish?
It's already been proved, man. It's already been discovered.
Are you going to let me finish?
Shown.
Oh my goodness. David, how many drinks have you had tonight?
Doesn't matter.
It does. It matters to me because one of the things that I have found that alcohol does is it lowers a person's inhibition. And unfortunately, it makes a person more rude because right now you have zero inhibition against interrupting constantly and nonstop. And I am trying to discuss this with you in all complete honesty and respect, and how much you are, the way you are interacting. I knew you were drunk 10 minutes ago, but I thought I would give it a shot that maybe you just had a couple drinks to like loosen up for the call. You're being extremely rude. You are asserting things without evidence. And David, you're actually giving the kinds of defenses that I think you would find people in your church wish you wouldn't. Because if you want to say archaeological evidence for Moses, all of the archaeological evidence not only points to that the story of Moses is bogus, the story of the Exodus is bogus. The types of Jews which they suggested were in Egypt at that time didn't actually exist in that region at that time and wouldn't for several hundred more years. The story of the crossing of the sea, the Jewish enslavement, these are all stories, perhaps early attempts at what you might call racism or ethnicism to basically make a bad guy these darker people we dislike in this part of the world. These are the realities, Dave. It doesn't much affect me for a drunk person to laugh because you guys will laugh at anything. Bro, you would have laughed with just as boisterously if I simply farted. And so far, your arguments have come down to simply a fart, and yet I haven't laughed in your face. Please call back sober. We'll talk about it another time.
Man. You have,
and your arguments are, and this is a farce, and your arguments are farts. Please call back when you are sober, and we will have an actual good faith discussion about these things. Thank you, David. Kind of wish I had farted. If I had had a fart loaded up in the chamber, I think I would have put the microphone to my butt.
Yeah. I gotta say, I've never heard of somebody just hear like a refutation of their point and being like, look, it's proved, man.
Hey, I do want to let the chat know if anybody's mad about this. Generally, the reason we ask people not to speculate about the caller and start insulting them or speculate that they're drunk is honestly, it's mostly because we know a lot of callers will have the live chat up. I'm not much bothered personally bothered that you guys, I heard he was drunk immediately too, right? I've been sober long enough and around drunk assholes long enough to know. Not you, John. You're lovely when you're drunk. Anyway, that was a joke. Okay, good. You laughed. I was like, oh man, fuck, did I hurt his feelings? Anyway, but it is about, we try to keep the chat. You'll notice we don't put almost any effort, if any. We kind of let the natural censors of YouTube into censoring in the comments after the fact. The live chat is pragmatic because we don't want, it's already annoying when people start going, oh, I see people in your call, think my thing is stupid. And to some degree, we can't go crazy with it, but we want to stop short of the things that are going to make people excessively silly. But anyway, pizza equals cat.
It's
Moses
proven.
equals
it's proven.
It's proven.
And it's proven.
It's proven. I love when people bring up Moses because at this point, a lot of Christians won't bring up Moses anymore because they know how bad it looks. Especially after the years of them talking about them chariot wheels to find out that was posted by a satire magazine. They ran with that shit, bro. You guys posted the Christian Onion as a fucking peer-reviewed source. Are you fucking dumb? And the answer is yes, they can't help it. They're terribly stupid. Those specific ones. Hashtag not all Christians. All Christians. Anyway, no, I like a lot of Christians. A lot of them are nice. A lot of them are good people. Attack the idea, not the person. Well, in fairness, I said the fart thing, people. So my hands aren't washed of this thing. Are you talking to me or them? Because I kind of do both. But I don't use it as an argument in the middle of the argument. That's how I end them. He, however, what did he say? You just said a bunch of atheist junk. And I'm like, can you repeat any of them? Could you repeat one point?
Yeah.
Repeat. You got to love, how many drinks have you had? That's not important. It's like when a person says, when you call someone, you're like, is this Brian? And they go, who's this? And you're like, okay, so it is Brian. For the record, like, you don't say who's this if you're not Brian. Anyway, you don't say that doesn't matter if you're not drunk.
Well, heathens, that's going to be it for today's clip from the line. Again, if you would like to subscribe to the line, their links are in the description. So please go down there and subscribe. And as a reminder, I do host over there at least twice a month on either a Sunday or a Monday. So if you want to see more of me answering questions from callers, please go over to the line and subscribe. Don't forget to stand up and use your voice. Bye, heathens.